안녕하세요. 강남 영국인입니다.
Hey everybody, this is Gordon back with another Walk and Talk. If it's the first time that you're watching, thank you so much for checking out my video. This is a weekly walk and talk that I do around Seoul, usually in Gangnam, and I talk about things like work life, getting a job, working overseas, and other types of things that I hope will help people to get some insights and food for thought. Today, I want to talk about the flipped perspective of my last video, which was about doing business overseas, aka as a foreigner in Korea. And I want to flip that around and talk about how some of the challenges or difficulties that Koreans face when doing business overseas and or globally or in Korea in a global context for a global company. Over the years, I've heard many people working at global companies tell me about some of the challenges that they face with their local employees here in Korea, and it's clear that there are some repeating trends. So I want to just go over a couple of them. The first one is about the directness of communication. I think that it is very often the case that rather than dealing with something quickly and directly, perhaps over the phone or by requesting a meeting, that the communication sticks on email. And then there is a back and forth going over an issue and a topic, and because of the time difference, rather than it taking one day with one meeting, one conversation to fix and resolve and make a plan, it goes on over the course of many days and weeks. That, of course, is usually at the disadvantage of the person in the local branch in Korea rather than the headquarters. So that's one thing, is to go direct and to also request that meeting in order to make it as efficient as possible. The second one is also a deterrent from speaking to a senior person. Often you might want to talk to the most senior person you possibly can in order that they are the decision maker, but you might feel that you are not at a level the same of them, and therefore it's not your place to do so. I would also disregard that as much as possible, especially in global business. There is not this kind of strong hierarchy, generally speaking, and mostly the person cares more about having the direct communication, getting the job done, and helping the projects, the work, the company to move forward. That is ultimately the most important thing. And then the next one is, which I heard a lot of over the years, is about asking questions. Now, there's an old saying, which is that there's no such thing as a stupid question. Ultimately, if you ask more questions at the start, then there will be less problems later on. And so it's important that if you don't understand and you have some unclarity about something, that you should ask a question up front and first to clarify rather than problems later on. And remember, from a language perspective, most likely your English is definitely better than the Korean of the person that you're dealing with. So in that sense, have confidence that you're doing the best that you can, and therefore, if you take these into account, then you should be able to get things done a little bit more quickly and a little bit more smoothly. If you do have any questions, more specifically how to address that or a particular situation you're dealing with, whether you're in or outside of Korea, more than happy to have a chat with you. Please do reach out, and look forward to chatting with you. If you'd like to check out my other walk and talks, they are on YouTube and also Instagram. You can find them under Gangnam Brit, that is Gangnam 영국인. Thanks everybody for watching, and see you on the next video. Take care.